What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Porter Rock 77 back with another video where we go 60 frames no lag on topics we need to talk about. Just want to do a quick video. It's been a week or so. Want to keep pushing content. Background, I'm about to boot up Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Yeah, have a backlog of games to go through, and I'll probably make a video about that, about all the games I'm trying to catch up to. A lot of great games. This gen's been great for both platforms, Xbox One and PS4, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of content. I know people or gamers are disappointed with the amount of exclusives that are being released, but I think we gamers have to understand majority of the exclusives that were released in the past came from third party. First parties ain't gonna be able to pump out exclusives at a cyclic rate, and to try to get third party to make exclusives is difficult, because it's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to cost a lot of change as in coins, to convince a third party to say, hey, make this game specifically for us and not for another platform where they can make money off of multiple platforms, So anyway, I'm gonna boot up Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I'm way behind on that franchise, but I'm gonna catch up. I'm gonna get there. And then also want to touch on Phantom Pain. I finally beat this about a week ago. At first I was skeptical. I'm a big Metal Gear fan. I'm a big Metal Gear fanboy. That was Metal Gear Guns of the Patriots, Metal Gear Solid 4 was the reason why I bought a PS3 over a 360. It was that one game, so that's how much of a fanboy I am. So when I played this and I initially played it, I wasn't feeling it at all. I like the idea of an open world Metal Gear, but then when I was actually playing it, I wasn't feeling it at all. It was very repetitive, very slow, and just based on the past Metal Gear games, stealth action needs to push forward. It's like level design, linear. You have to keep the story pushing and constantly going in and out of the helicopter, landing, doing the same thing over, and the areas were repetitive. I was like, man, they really screwed this up. And I wasn't seeing how the reviews was getting all these high 90s. I was like, I wasn't seeing it. But because I'm a Metal Gear fanboy, I kept pushing. I at least owe it to the fact that I enjoy the franchise, that I'm just going to go beat it. I'm just going to keep playing it, beat it, and then, whatever. It is what it is, right? That was the best decision I did, because this game ended up being fantastic. Oh, the key to this game, for all of you who played this game and quit and stopped, because it got bored and repetitive, keep pushing. The key is the research and development. It's building your bases, researching new equipment, researching and getting new skill sets from your thing. All right? Because at a certain point, you start realizing this is no longer a stealth action game. Even though they call it tactical espionage operations, you're playing the role of big boss. And I don't want to do too much spoilers on this, but you are big boss. And what I mean, and I know we are big boss. No, what I'm trying to say is you control a paramilitary force. You have them at your disposal. Use them. Now for those who are looking to do the rankings, then you have to do the classic, Metal Gear game in order to get, the rank S and all that stuff. You have to go in stealth. You have to do it all by yourself. But I said, fuck that. I'm gonna be big boss. And this game started getting so much fun. I was able to call in helo support to attack places. I was calling in artillery rounds with sleeping gas to put bases to sleep, or I would just blow them up. I was using my buddies to assist me to scout areas. I was using Big Boss the way Big Boss is. He controlled the force now. He's no longer by himself. He has an army. I was driving around in tanks and blowing shit up. It game became fantastic. And then the final boss battle with the Metal Gear, and I'm not going to get to it, it's completely different than the ways you would normally do it. I'll just leave it at that. But when you do fight Big Boss, the Metal Gear, whatever they call it, towards the end, if you get to that point, don't think fighting Metal Gear like you did in the past, where it was like one-on-one. Again, think Big Boss. Think you got a military force that has your back. And that was in this open world, and it was so much fun. Once this game opened up, oh man, it was fun. And then when the section of the game opened up to the fobs, where you could open up and create new bases, but it's more online, so other people can attack, and you can attack other people's bases and get their resources. The game was great. It was phenomenal. I know most people would stop playing, and it was around the time I wanted to stop playing, was when you get the dog, And that's a lot of time. You know, you already played it for a significant amount of time at that point. You haven't even cracked a quarter of it. There's so much more to do, so much more development. I'm telling you, fantastic game. And I was skeptical for the first couple of hours, and I'm like, man, this game, I just don't see it. But once it opened up, oh man, it was a fantastic journey. Oh, so I just want to put that out there because I know a lot of people who played it for a couple of hours. I mean, some people put in 10 hours and like this game sucks. No, keep pushing, and then it becomes so much fun. It's so much great. It's so great, and the story is great. Oh, it's a great game. You'll love it. You'll enjoy it. Anyway, so back to my topic. Topic of the day: did the Xbox community get their balls back? All right, and what I mean by that is, recently you see so much positive reactions from E3, and you saw the community having so much positive comments and faith in the Xbox brand, and that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? As all gamers, we deserve that. Gamers, we should be happy and proud of a console of choice. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I tell you guys, some people, I'm not trying to hide that I'm neutral. I'm not saying that at all. I am partial to the PlayStation brand. But what I make sure I don't do is insult other gamers or make other gamers feel bad for enjoying their platform. I don't even bash mobile gamers at this point. My brother-in-law, there's going to be a shameless plug-in, but follow my brother-in-law. I'll put his link in the description box. His name is Pocket Console. He's a big-time mobile streamer on Camcord. And there's a huge community and a hardcore community on mobile games. And that's cool. Enjoy, play games, because at the end of the day, what's a game? It's a screen, a box, and a controller. Same thing, screen, little box, and obviously control there, whatever. It's play what you want, play what you do, If mobile game's not your thing, that's fine, but don't bash the mobile gamers for enjoying it. Just enjoy gaming and do what you gotta do, right? So, like me, I'm partial to PlayStation, but it's cool with the Xbox, Nintendo, whatever. Hell, I hope Nintendo knocks it out the park with NX. We'll see right there. But anyway, the Xbox community went from positive to now they got their balls back. Fanboy Wars is starting to rev up again. Now the Xbox community has a lot more to say, which is pretty interesting, which is pretty cool in a sense, because now they have this confidence and it's back to an even playing field, or it's getting there, whatever. So many of them are I would say, maybe overreaching with comments that might bite them back. You might get bit in the ass for some things. So now many of them are like, for example, Xbox One S. Sold out on Amazon for a little while. Pre-orders are going great, and that's fantastic. That's what Sims are supposed to do, redesigns. They're supposed to reinvigorate the brand, reinvigorate the console, cheaper price, better, more features, better product, better design, make it look more aesthetically pleasing, and that's what those things do. Xbox community got their balls back. Now they're saying they're going to win NPD, or some of them, some members, not all, but some of the extremists are like, hey, we're about to win NPD in August, September, October, November, hell, the rest of the year. Xbox got this. Many feel like, yeah, we're going to get all the fans back. They're going to dump PlayStation, and they're coming back to Xbox because now we got the most powerful. Woo, you guys are a lot, you guys are really saying some bold claims. And it's going to be fun. Because, if those claims do come out true, I could see the Xbox fan base just attacking the PlayStation fan base, just killing them, saying we got NPDs unlocked, most games are being sold. When Scorpio comes out next year, we got the best version of games, and I could see all that happen. But what I also could see happening is the backlash. Because even with Xbox One S, if you guys don't win NPD, it's fucking done. You already put that out there. It's already out there. And I know not all of yous, and I get that. A lot of you haven't done that. A lot of you are not even making comments. But many, especially many within the well-known figures of the Xbox community, those who have like big-time YouTube channels and they get a lot of attraction and they pull in a lot of views, So when they make videos, a lot of gamers listen, and that's just it. They did a good job of growing their channels, growing their brand, So they got the ears of the gaming community, for better or for worse. And I know many people, and we could have this discussion on another video or maybe on a live stream where, fanboys are ruining gaming, whatever. But whatever it is, at the end of the day, we all got to admit that many gamers find fanboys entertaining. They provide entertainment. It's no different than politics with conservative commentators and liberal commentators. They say shit that's outlandish and it attracts people for the entertainment value. Even the dumb shit they say. So gaming's really not that far off, where you got fanboys on big YouTube channels. They say these outlandish comments. Like one video, Adam Boys is abandoning a sinking ship. So now all of a sudden, Sony's a sinking ship. So these comments, they contribute to the fanboy wars, and it could be a plus or a minus depending on what events happen. So it's pretty interesting how everything's coming back on the attack again. So it's almost like the empire is striking back after being beat down for the last 3 years. Now y'all coming back with stuff. Y'all claiming that you're gonna take MPDs again. You have the most powerful console. Gamers are gonna gravitate back to Xbox, and they're gonna dump the PlayStation brand. PlayStation brand is dying, got no games. It's incredible. It's just incredible how a few good pieces of good news can change the landscape on a community and bring them back up onto the pedestal and stuff like that. So it's gonna be interesting how the fanboy wars play out over the next couple of months. But I will say this: I gotta admit, the Xbox community is a very bold community. You guys are bold. When you make a comment, some of you that are at the forefront of the community, when you guys make a comment, you don't go small. You don't step by step. You go all out. You go out with those bold claims. So now the big thing is going to be MPD. For some of you who are not into the fanboy wars, I suggest when MPDs come out, I guess because it's August, so the first one that will really be a big impact will be September. Because that's, when MPDs come out in September, it's going to talk about August sales. That's going to be the first big one. Did Xbox One sell enough to be the number one selling hardware between Xbox Vanilla and Xbox One combined? Because that's what they're going to do, Xbox One hardware. Did it do enough to be the number one sale for the month of August? So that's going to be the first one. And that launches like, the second week of September? So September's going to be pretty big. And then the follow-on. And all this holiday season, it's going to be huge, because if Sony announces their version of Slim, it's going to be an MPD war. It's going to be ridiculous and stuff. So that's reigniting the fanboys wars into a more level playing field. So anyway, it's going to be interesting. I just wanted to make a video. It's funny now seeing, because I'm seeing things like Sony's dying. Sony got no game, despite the fact that Sony this year pretty much pushed the most exclusive content this year. My opinion, I think this year, 2016, is PlayStation. I'll say PlayStation. PlayStation's year. They pushed out the most content, and they're going to continue to push more content. And E3 was a huge hit for Sony. It's fucking huge. A lot of E3 post reactions. They released the Game Critics Awards. Sony as a publisher won the most awards out of all platforms and stuff. So that's everything. I think momentum for Sony personally is getting bigger, where the Xbox community, with the announcement of Scorpio, thinks that Sony's dying. So it's going to be interesting. The next year or two, it's going to be real cool just to see the banter between the two. I think Sony's on the rise. And I think, I'll say this: if Sony releases the Neo at a good price, something that's not ridiculous, that the year head start in a good price to get the product in their hand could be an advantage for the console in gaining momentum before even Scorpio releases and stuff. It's just going to be interesting and stuff. It's going to be interesting when we get back to the phase where the PlayStation brand is the weaker console and the Xbox brand is the more powerful console with the better multiplats. Because that's how things were before that. That's how it was with the PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 was a weaker console. Xbox was a more powerful console. 360, PS3, even though PS3 was a more powerful console, it was a very bad design console. The sole processor developers didn't like it. It has split pool memory. It used XDR and GDR3 memory, while Xbox 360 had unified GDR3 memory, so much better for developers. It was just a better designed console. Some people now are realizing that Red Dead Redemption was a better version than the PS3 version of Red Dead Redemption. Now that it's back, the backwards compatibility, and it's back on Xbox. It's available on Xbox One. I'm like, this thing was covered last gen. Digital Foundry did head-to-heads. And that's one thing, for those of you who don't know, for those of you who are just starting to get into the industry and you're starting to do it with Xbox One and PS4, Digital Foundry has always been around. It's been around last gen. If you weren't aware, because you weren't in the know, you were just playing games and you ignored all the media, the online and all that stuff, you didn't tune into it, Digital Foundry has a backlog of hundreds of games of 360 versus PS3 comparison, and majority of them are 360. 360 had the best versions, and Red Dead Redemption was one of them. 360 was just a better designed console, which produced better looking games. That's just how it was, That's just how it was back then. So that's just a little history note for you guys. But anyway, So I'm gonna cut this, a little commentary short, but it's interesting. The Xbox fans, the Xbox, whatever you want to call them, they're back. They're back in full strength. Many of the head figures of the community are lashing out. They're attacking. They're on the offensive. They're getting it in. They're making these huge claims. Will they be right? Can Xbox win MPD from here on out? Did the tides turn? Are the community now gravitating to Xbox because of Scorpio? Do gamers want the most powerful console? So now, our gamers who are on PlayStation 4 are going to dump the console and be like, I'm getting me a Scorpio, or I'm going to get an Xbox One for HDR gaming. Is that going to happen? It's going to be interesting to see the next couple of months. There's one thing for sure. Someone's going to get butthurt. There's going to be some butthurt everywhere. There's going to be some backtracking. There's going to be some butthurt. Just letting you know now. So start paying attention to who's saying through. My opinion, some people are like, Puerto Rico, what's your opinion? I think potentially, if I were to pick a month where I think Xbox was going to win, I think it would be the August MPD. The Xbox One S announcement, that's a great announcement. I think it's going to do great, phenomenal sales. I think it's going to push it for MPD. I think it's going to have a great month on that one. Maybe September. I don't know. It depends on inventory. If Sony announces a Slim, that's going to be a counterbalance for October. Now, what's October, November, December is going to play out? That's tough. It's going to be real tough. A lot of things going on. I'm going to say, I think for the November, December MPD, I think Sony is going to take MPD again this year. Where I'm going to say where things could balance is price. Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to price. If Sony releases a competitive price, let's say if they do release a Slim, they announce a Slim in Tokyo Game Show, which is September. That means, Slim will either release in October or November, most likely November. And they release a PS4 Slim for $299. And what Sony normally does is they release their Slim, and then the vanilla hardware, they mark it down to clearance sales. So a $299 PS4 Slim and a $249 vanilla PS4, I'm sorry, Xbox is not taking November's MPD. Not happening. They're not taking November, December. If Sony does that, you're not taking it. A $299 Slim and a $249 PS4, that's just a combo that's gonna take it. And then everybody's saying, well, Xbox One got holiday games. PS4 got holiday games too. They just didn't announce at E3 because again, they're not gonna announce something that most PS4 gamers already know. Like it or not, I know Xbox community is huge on Forza. And they're claiming, and I would even say, yeah, Forza has been the better franchise for, during the 360 gen. Sony hasn't done a very good job with the Gran Turismo franchise. And currently now, Forza's been the only game that's come out. There hasn't been a GT game, but there will be this November, if it doesn't get delayed. But GT Sport is supposed to come out this November. Now, GT Sport is not a VR game. It is a full-fledged Gran Turismo game. PD, they didn't call it GT7 because they're doing this. They're trying to arrange this huge deal with some International Motor Cars Association, FIA, Federal International Automobile, something like that. Where I guess this is the international body that regulates licensing to participate in major motorsports events and stuff. And what Sony's trying to do is they're trying to have a game mode where, guys who are really into driving and stuff like that, they participate in this game mode, and it's almost like online class, online training and stuff, online virtual training. And you drive in this online virtual training races, you participate in races, whatever, but you have to conduct yourself and you have to perform certain performance measures. There's certain performance measures you have to achieve and stuff like that. And once you meet that criteria, you're eligible to get an official FIA license and actually participate in real world motorsports events, professional motorsports events. And Sony's also trying to, set up major tournaments within the game, and the winners will actually go get awarded for their winning. Like first and second, third place will be awarded like in live on stage by the FIA organization. So they're trying to really make this as much as realistic to motor racing as possible. So to them, it's like almost a reimagining of the Gran Turismo franchise. So, instead of just continuing on with what was, this is almost a new direction, but it is a full-fledged game modes, production value, all that stuff. So it's going to be a big title in November, and I think it's going to sell huge, especially in Europe and whatever. But it's also pretty big here in the United States. So that's a major killer app in November as well. So, and then of course we got The Last Guardian. It's not as big as Halo and stuff like that, but it is, Team Michael does have a huge fan base on the PlayStation platform. And then August, you got No Man's Sky, which on Amazon is the most, among Amazon gamer customers. They did like a survey of what's the most expected game, of 2016 that they want to see, and No Man's Sky took that. So you got a lot of positive on the Sony side that's coming out. That's going to make them a driving force. So this is going to be reinvigoration of the fanboy wars is interesting. You got the Xbox community high with confidence, full of vigor, got their balls back, and then of course the Sony fan base, the PlayStation fan base, will always been confident this gen simply because of how things turned out. So it's going to be interesting to see how things play out. Again, there's the butt hurts coming. I just can't. There's gonna be some butt hurt. There's gonna be some furniture tossing, all that stuff. But anyway, just gonna be paying attention to that. All right. I'm just gonna be on the outside looking in and just enjoying it. I'll probably throw small little jabs here and there, just little, not enough to piss off. Just little friendly advice and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm gonna cut this video short. Thanks for stopping by. Probably push out another video too on just what's going on. Still trying to work on my podcast. And then I'm also talking to other people to create some more other podcasts and stuff. And hopefully another debate is supposed to be on the way on Zaire's channel. Right now I'm in talks with Windy City Gaming, a huge Xbox channel. Check him out. He's a very, he's Xbox through and through, but he's a good dude. And then there's another one, 4GT guy. I guess he has a website called Xbox Uncut. So he was interested in debating me as well. We're just trying to work out the timing and stuff like that, and topics and stuff. So hopefully we'll be able to get that through on the next Xbox versus Pony podcast on Zaire's channel and stuff. All right. So look forward to that. Anyway, it's Sunday, and I'm gonna start to get my gaming on. And I hope you guys have the ability to game or just enjoy time with family. But anyway, to the most passionate community on YouTube, the gamers, just enjoy yourselves. And remember, at the end of the day, always keep it gaming. Always keep it gaming. All right?